Oh. Oh.
I'm talking about my life. I can't seem to get that through to you.
Blah, 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 on and on.
I'm not just talking about one person, I'm talking about everybody.
You know you're dying, we're all dying. I'm tired of a lot of baloney.
I'm talking about form. I'm talking about content. I'm talking about interrelationships. I'm talking about God, the devil, hell, heaven. Do you understand? Finally!
Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
A new Star Wars movie. What was it called again? A New Hope? Oh no. Sorry, that's the movie it knocked off. Alright. Sorry. It was pretty much a rehash of it, but you can already tell where I'm going with this. But let me put it this way. It wasn't as bad as Star Trek.
Your point being?
It wasn't as bad as episode 1, 2, and 3, but I still thought it was pretty bad. It was a rehash of episode 4. There's a lot of key elements from episode 4 put into this. And a lot of people at work or whoever I've talked to almost makes it sound like it was necessary to do it this way. Why? I don't really got an answer for that yet. You telling me society's so stupid that it won't accept the movie unless it's a retelling of the original? That's very narrow-minded and dumb. I certainly hope that most people out there don't agree with that theory. I thought it was stupid they did that. I know it's hard to come up with anything original these days too. Everything's pretty much been done. I accept that. It's hard to do anything original nowadays, but it seems like they didn't even really try. They put some original elements in this, but the majority of it felt like it's just a retelling of episode 4, which I thought was lame. Don't need to do that. Just do your own thing. If you don't understand where I'm coming from, well, I'll just point out some things. What's her face? I don't remember her name because I don't care. On a desert planet, I thought it was Tatooine. I thought for sure they're going to do that again. No, it's some other dumb planet. I'll put here. Same sad story like Luke. She's stuck there. She hates it. She wants to get out, do some more. Wants to help out or change her life pretty much. She meets her mentor figure, which I guess is kind of like Han Solo. The Death Star wannabe thing, I'm calling it Death Star Mark III, I don't care. That's all it is. What else was there? Oh yeah, instead of Obi-Wan dying, got Han Solo dying. Oh, by the way, did I tell you there's spoilers here?
Due to the graphic nature.
You could feel like, the thing with the X-Wings going against the giant Death Star wannabe Mark III planet to blow it up. Like, it's all, this has been done. And you can't tell me it's not a retelling. It is. Maybe they thought it was a clever idea. I thought it was completely asinine and stupid. But that's just one of many things I had wrong with this movie. I wanted to like this. Don't get me wrong. I tried to do a different approach to this. Like with Star Trek, I went in there like guns blazing. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome, yeah. I was like, when I left the theater, I was like, I can't believe, I was so sad and mad. I'm like, this was crap. But like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that with this movie. I'm gonna go in negative. I'm gonna do the opposite. That way, if it does suck, I won't come out angry and disappointed because I was already prepared for that. Whereas if I'm surprised and blown away that it was awesome, that's even better, right? No, both plan failed altogether. I not only just came out the same, I came out worse. I was mad. I'm like, I can't. I tried. At first, I came out like I was in shock. I was like, well, you know, I was kind of expecting this, you know, I'm gonna leave that down. But the more I thought about it, the more I started getting mad. Because I'm psycho. I'm really not surprised. But at the same time, I'm sad because Star Wars is up here on the scale. This is a 10, let's say. Because it's like, gotta be one of the, if not the most historic movie series of all time, right? Come on. Like, when A New Hope came out, I wasn't even born yet. But I started watching these movies the minute I was old enough, and I watched them non-stop. When I was a little kid, I had a video camera. I record the TV Star Wars for no reason, just because I loved it so much. I record scenes from it. I have it on tape, what I'm recording it for, but I was crazy. I loved everything about it. I use sound clips from it. You know, even in my current videos, I use a Wilhelm scream once in a while. But yeah, so to me it's like, when you're making a sequel to this series, like, you already failed with episode 1, 2, and 3. You learned from those mistakes, J.J. Abrams, right? You've seen the catastrophe George Lucas did with those. So I thought for sure they're going to learn from that and make it a 10. No, they made it like a 1 for me. And I was like, you can't do that. You have. I mean, you can see he tried, I guess. In the sense of special effects and acting, great. That's never a problem. I don't have a problem with that. Special effects and acting, again, is great, just like Star Trek was. It's a plot that was stupid. Not just because it's a rehash, but so many other things. I'll just start going as they pop in my head. Okay, because I'm random and I'm messed up. So, for example, there was, like they did with Star Trek, they had to keep showing things like, remember this from the original Star Trek? Remember this? Remember this? Remember this thing? Huh? Remember how Kirk has sex with the green girl? Remember all this stuff? Remember how badass of a Kirk, how badass he is? Like constant reminders, which you thought which were supposed to be cute. Like, oh, I remember that. They did this over the top with Star Wars. Constant reminders, like, remember this in Star Wars? Remember this in Episode 4? Remember this? Yeah, we get it. Holy crap. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, enough. Like the stupid, when the Millennium Falcon, like when they're using the turrets. They only did that in A New Hope. They didn't do it in any other movie, the stupid turret things. But they did that, okay. Yeah, I remember that, yeah. Then when he's going, when that, not the chick, but the guy, when they're on the Millennium Falcon, they're going through stuff, and remember he pulled out the droid that Luke was training with when he first got a lightsaber? The droid that shot, the little ball droid that shot lasers at him? I'll show a scene here. He showed him pick up that and throw it away, like, yeah, I remember that. And the dumb chessboard on the Millennium Falcon with those monsters that here. Yeah, I remember that too, yeah. And it kept going and going and going and going. Okay, we get it. I remember the TIE Fighters, I remember the X-Wings. You're too much, so calm down with the references. Okay, we get it. Like, it just went over the top. The only reference I thought was clever from previous movies was when they showed Chewbacca's bowcaster. It's one of those things where you always saw Chewbacca carrying it in the previous films. You never really saw him fire it, or never talked about it, or made a key reference to it in any of the previous movies at all. But you always knew it was there. You always saw it there. They never talked about it. I thought that was clever because in this movie, for the first time ever, they talk about it. It shows Han Solo goes with Chewie, he goes, hey, give me that gun for a minute. He takes his bowcaster and shoots, and there's a huge explosion. He's like, huh, I see why you like this thing, or something like that. I forget what he said, but like that was clever. Because that was a reference you always saw, but no one ever talked about. That was a good reference to do. But other than that, they went over the top with the references. I'm like, overkill, you ruined it. One thing, that's another thing. The Death Star Mark III, I'm calling it. I don't know what the hell it was called. I'll put the name here. But really, you're gonna do that again? It was done in A New Hope, done in Jedi, and now you're doing it again? Really, you couldn't think of anything else to do. Like, how friggin' lame is that? And not just that, like, look at this logically. This thing is like 10 times the size of the original Death Star, right? I think in the movie they showed a comparison. Tell me how that makes any sense economically and time-wise to make this version instead of this version. The tiny Death Star does the exact same thing the gigantic version does, except maybe a fraction of the cost, a fraction of the time. Oh, but this blows up multiple planets. Oh, I'm sorry, I guess you're not satisfied with murdering 1 billion people at a time as opposed to 10 billion people, you know, whatever. Like, really? You need to kill people that fast? That you were willing to spend how much time and money and effort to make this thing? So, that aside, still the cost and time it takes to make this thing. They had to dig out the whole planet to make this laser. Not just that, they had to go through to the other side to make this weird exhaust thing that sucks up a sun. How much power could this thing have to suck up a sun? Like, it's like, there goes J.J. Abrams again with his sci-fi powers. Like, I get sci-fi, you can pretty much have lots of leeway to do whatever you want because it's all fake, it's all made up anyway. But at least with the original episode 4, 5, and 6, a lot of the stuff seemed believable. Like, a lightsaber doesn't seem too far-fetched. Light speed doesn't seem too far-fetched. The way the X-Wings and TIE Fighters flew and looked, this stuff seemed pretty much legit. But now you got the super mega Death Star planet Mark III that sucks up suns and blows a million planets at once. Like, okay, over the top sci-fi. Relax. Just, to me, that ruins it, that too much sci-fi. Especially when it comes to Star Wars. It had a theme going. You just destroyed it with this. Not just that alone. And also, you think, okay, fine, you need to blow up billions of, like, 6 planets at once. That's necessary for some reason. Okay, fine, whatever. I buy that, I guess. But you think this new empire, which you know it is. I mean, I haven't seen any previous. I shouldn't have to watch any previous backstories or movies or anything. Not movies, it's backstories to understand the plot of this. I shouldn't have to. You should be explaining the key points or necessary key points in this movie so everything makes sense, but they didn't do any of that. So I'm guessing that these new guys, because they have stormtroopers, just took over from where the Emperor left off. The Emperor and Darth are dead. Okay, the Empire's kind of disarray now because there's no leader. I'm guessing whoever was left, whoever was highest in command, decided to take over and resume. That's what I thought. Because you have Star Destroyers and stormtroopers. Maybe that's not the case, but until I get a movie explaining why, this is what I have to go by. So, okay, they took over. You think, well, we're going to learn from our previous mistakes with the original Death Stars. First movie, episode 4. Okay, well, a couple X-Wings took it out. Because we made a mistake with the exhaust venting and they shot a torpedo down there. Well, we won't do that again. In the second movie, well, we'll make sure that we will protect our new creation so it doesn't get blown up while in the midst of construction. Which they seem to do that right. It's fully built. But I'm on the basis of the friggin' New Rebellion or whatever their name is. Why they changed the name from Rebellion, I don't know. Sat on their ass the whole time. I didn't bother doing anything until it was too late. Again. So okay. We learned from our previous mistakes, right? Nope. The exact same thing that happened in episode 4 happened again. Couple X-Wings flew in, blew this thing up, no problem. Oh, well, Han and Chewie put some bombs in there, too. Look at the size of this thing. Imagine this thing's the size of Earth, okay? Or even the size of our moon. If it takes 5 bombs and a couple lasers from an X-Wing to blow up the whole planet, you're doing something wrong. You have no fail-safes in place, nothing to protect yourself from this happening. If they just crippled the damn weapon and had to fly away to get away, I'd buy that. I'd accept that. Have it in all 3 movies. Have it blown up in the 3rd one. But no, you introduce this, have it blown up right away, which has been done already, in such a dumb asinine way. It's like, okay, this, you just exactly copied A New Hope. Why? Like, put some logic into this. They should have not have made that mistake a 3rd time now. That some X-Wings and some guys, some mob job, nobody people, 4 people can easily walk in there and blow it up. Wow, where's your security? Why is there no fleet protecting this thing? Where's their fleet? They should have every single known ship possible protecting this thing. This must have taken them years and billions of credits or dollars or whatever it is that they use for currency to make this. How many people were on this, living there, working there? How many people died because of your stupid carelessness to not put fail-safes in place or have any security to protect it? Like, how stupid is that? You want me to buy that? Everyone else did for some reason. And why does the rebellion or whatever the hell they're called wait till their lives are in danger to decide to destroy this thing? What about those billions of people you just let die? You knew they were making this. It's not like this type of thing you can hide. You knew about the Death Star this big. You're gonna know about a planet this big being built. Why did you not act on it sooner? You should have learned from the other 2 movies. You did in Return of the Jedi. You attacked it before it was finished being built. You didn't do it for this? You can't tell me the rebellion's completely disbanded, that they don't even care that they're building yet another multiple planetary Death Star weapon, that the rebellion's not going to come back and try and take out this too. They're going to be like, I don't care anymore.
How can you just sit there? Don't you want to kill these guys even a little? Patience.
Well, now, because of you not caring, billions and billions and billions of people are dead. But then when it's coming for you, well, now we're in danger. Let's take it out now by sending our 5 X-Wings in. If that's all it took, why the hell did you not do something sooner? Like, you wait till your lives are in danger. Who cares about the other people you just let die? But now your lives are in danger, let's act on it. Good job. You're heroes.
You fucking asshole!
Yeah.
Oh. What else? Han Solo dying. I didn't care. He's old. Plus, I already knew in advance because my daughter was playing this game online called Agario. This game here. She was playing it, and one of the balls' name was one of the characters' names in the game was Han Solo. Han Solo dies. You can't. There's no safety anywhere. I thought of all places, if I don't look on media websites or major popular sites, I'm not going to see any spoilers. Nope, in my daughter's little game balls, someone had given away spoilers. People are jerks.
You worthless pile of shit!
Yeah, Gary.
But I didn't care. Like, he died when I saw him die, and like, even when I heard it, I'm like, oh well, he died. He's old, it's time for him to die. I guess. I didn't really care. The way he died, I guess his son killed him. Yeah, his son's evil. Okay, I buy that. Whatever. I didn't feel sad though. That's the thing. I didn't at all feel sad when he died. Like, it didn't shock me at all. I'm not sure if they did it wrong or just because it took too long to do that. Had he died in the original movies, I probably would have been a lot more shocked. But I'm like, oh well, he died. And everyone made it look like, oh, they're all angry and upset in the movie. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. What else was there? Oh yeah. When she first finds the Millennium Falcon, okay, on that dumb desert planet, she even says to the guy, this thing hasn't been flown in years. Okay, right away then, that thing should be a piece of crap and not able to fly. It's like anything, if it sits there long enough, it's super old, and no one's been maintaining or taking care of it, it shouldn't be able to fly at all. Nope, no problem, turn it on, it works. Like, really? I guess we can assume the guy who does own it has been keeping it up to date, so it can fly one day? I don't know. To me, this looked like he kept it there as like a relic or a historic piece. It also seems dumb to me that they let a historic piece like that just lose it in a bet or whatever. But then again, I guess I can buy that. That's not so bad. But the fact when he left the planet with the Millennium Falcon, that Han and Chewie happened to be there. They happened to be there. I thought, okay, you know what? Hang on, I'll give it a chance. I thought for sure they're going to say something like, we've been tracking this ship forever, and we've been trying to find a way we can get it back, because there's only two of them on that dumb thing they were on. Right? So I figured that maybe they're trying to find a way, the two of them, to get onto that planet and take their ship back. I thought maybe they're following it around. That would have made sense, but no, that wasn't it at all. They literally just happened to be there. I'm like, even when you could have done this right, JJ, you still didn't. You literally gonna go by coincidence again? Like you did with Star Trek? Kirk happens to land on the planet with Spock. Scotty happens to be there too. They happen to know technology that can transport them to a ship while in warp. Like, come on, enough with this. You're taking sci-fi too far. That's too far-fetched. They happen to be there. Out of all the places in the solar system, universe, whatever they could be, they happen to be there when they had no idea that ship was there. They had no idea Millennium Falcon was there at all. But so they just happened to be there? That's pure luck. And that just I don't accept that at all. That's stupid. Coincidence I can accept, but that kind of coincidence is just fucking dumb.
I think not!
Happen to be there, get their ship back, yay. The lightsaber battle between Darth Vader wannabe and Chick and the guy. See, I don't bother to remember their names now because I'm just so disappointed. That was okay. That part I accepted because they actually did a good job that he was shot by Chewbacca. So he's really injured now. Plus he's super distraught because he just murdered his father. Plus he wasn't really fully in dark side anyways. He was kind of in between. So he's like wavering between good and light side. Or good and bad. Light and dark side. So that made sense. He was completely out of his spot here. He was like completely down and not himself. Yet he still did that good of a job against her. So the fact he lost, I can buy. That was done well, I thought. That he lost to her. It made perfect sense as to why. Whereas if he was a fully dark, evil, badass guy, fully in his game, not injured at all, and then he lost, then I would have been like, wow, no way. But at least they made it that part believable. They took the time to make that believable, at least. I'm not sure why they didn't make the rest of the film like that. Oh yeah, what's her face? The Jedi girl. Again, her name here. Why is it that she knew how everything worked in terms of technology? Now, because my wife even brought this up. I went to the theater with her. She's how come she knew how to do everything in terms of technology? She's been stuck on this desert planet the whole time, where nothing works, yet she knows how to use every single technology. She knows how to hack all the doors and everything. Based on what? She's had no training. She's never used working technology before. I'm thinking, well, she spent all those years on a desert planet going through broken, destroyed Star Destroyers, right? Salvaging parts, so she must know how to do it based off that. She's like, okay, but those are non-functioning Star Destroyers with ancient dated parts that don't work. She sells them only. She doesn't actually use them. Maybe she did, but even then, they're dated parts. You go to a newer facility like the Death Star planet where everything's new and up to date and working, she shouldn't know where everything is and how everything works. It should be that easy for her. I get if she has an idea and she can build off of that, but it's like she instantly knew how everything worked everywhere she went. Like, no, you would. Again, maybe all this stuff I'm having a problem with will be explained in future movies, but they should have had it in this movie to justify some of these things, so it made sense. But then again, of course, the majority of people don't seem to care, because everyone loved it. I'm like, but the plot is so stupid and predictable.
He is smart.
What does it matter with people that you like this? Like, does anyone care about logic or story at all? Why am I the only one? Everyone, my friends and everyone at work, they all loved it. And just think that I'm just a jerk who goes out of his way to hate movies. Again, I didn't want to hate this. I really wanted to like this. I was really hoping that for once I'm going to go to the theater and see a movie that I love for a change. And brag with everyone else that it's an awesome movie. No. I came out so disappointed. I'm not going to ever see this movie again. I'll see the sequels just because I have to see how it plays through now. But I really don't care. It's already trash to me. Unless they can come up with original ideas in the sequels that take it in a new direction and not rehash Empire and Jedi. I sort of get if they have like another Yoda, or they have, I don't know, whatever else they've done in those movies on brain hurts. I'm gonna be like, get lost.
Stop it! Oh!
Some people even throwing theories out there that new Jedi girl, maybe she's Luke's daughter. Oh, that better not be the case. Why? Because it's predictable? Not just that. You want to know why? Because, wow, if she is your daughter, first of all, Luke, congrats on abandoning your Leia, your sister, and your best friend Han to fight off the Empire guys on their own while you sulk and cry somewhere else distant in the galaxy, hiding from everyone, not letting anyone know where you are because you screwed up. Take some responsibility. Help your friends fix your mistake. They're fixing your mistake. They're trying to while you're running off hiding and crying because you messed up. Yeah, you're a man. You should be there on the front lines with them, taking responsibility for what you've done and fixing the problem yourself, not running and hiding. Like Yoda went into exile, which episode 1, 2, 3 did a bad job of saying. He went into exile because it came to the point, well, it's going to come to the point where all the Jedi were going to be killed off, and he was going to be the last one left. So someone had to be around to try and keep it. And I guess maybe that's what Luke was doing, but no, you're part of something bigger. Your friends and the allies are still alive. You still have a chance to fight this thing. They're not all dead. Like, Yoda had nothing. Everyone he knew and loved is dead. He was literally alone. That's why he went into exile. He can't fight the Empire by himself. But Luke had friends and an army still to go to. He still ran away and hid and cried. Now, going back to, if that's his daughter, what the hell? You abandoned her on a desert planet while you run off, sulk, and cry? It makes you look even more like a douchebag. I really hope that's not what this is. Because I already lost respect for him for abandoning everyone because he screwed up, and now if that's his daughter, he abandoned her too? Then where's your wife then? You abandoned her too? This is all theory. Might not be the case at all. I really hope I don't think she's a daughter, and she better not be. Because That's just predictable and trash. Maybe she's Han and Leia's daughter because they had twins too. Who knows, right? Runs in the family. I might buy that. But still, if that's the case, Leia, Han, why did you abandon your daughter on that planet and leave her there? While you're with your son. There's no excuse for that. I'm hoping she's just not related to any of these people, just happens to be a natural with the Force. I can accept that. Because my wife was like, why is she so good with the Force? She's on a Padawan already training. Which we don't really know. All we know is that she's a little kid, she's abandoned on the planet. She might have had prior training. Or maybe she's just a natural with the Force. I've seen that in previous games I've played, movies I've seen. I buy that for $1. She's just a natural. She has a natural ability with the Force. Okay. But she better not be the daughter of any of the main characters.
Well, you have one of those inside your head.
I do?
Yeah, it's called a brain.
I really was hoping they'd do the whole Jar Jar Binks theory that he would be a Sith Lord. I would have rather see that. I think that would have made the movie better, actually. That's how far I'm going. I hated Jar Jar with a passion. But if he ended up being a Sith Lord, I would accept that now, after what I've just seen. Please, make him a Sith Lord. You can't make it any worse. Oh, Lord. I don't know. I'm hoping a lot of these things I'm complaining about will be explained in a way that I can accept in the future movies. So I can look back at this rant and be like, oh, I was wrong. I was wrong. I'm sorry, internet people who hate me because of this. You're right. I somehow feel like it's not gonna I really wanted to like this. I'm sure there's lots more stuff I wanted to complain about, but I think you got my point. I did not like it. I'm never gonna see it again. Unless my friends make me. I don't know if I'm ever gonna see a movie I'll ever enjoy again and my voice is gone. And that's Ghostbusters for the Sega Genesis. So, for any fans I did have who do not like me after this, I'm sorry. But that I don't want to be this way with this movie, especially because I love Star Wars. I loved Episode 4 as my favorite Star Wars movie ever. Is Episode 4, the original. Empire, Jedi, I love those. Episode 1, 2, and 3, no, never will like those. My nephew likes them. And I look at him like, oh, no, I'll pretend you didn't say that. But these new movies, there's still 2 more sequels. It will turn me around. I pray to God it does. Otherwise, I'm done.
These are control chips.